Yes, I cried through everything. Don't judge me. Um, so I need to tell you that I love my kids because when I read this, you might think otherwise. But I do. I really love my kids. Um, I love them a lot. And I have to share a couple stories with you so you understand how much I love them. My daughter could walk at 8.5 months, which is really weird to see. Very strange, very tiny person, not normal at all. It's creepy. But that is not what I'm proud of. I'm proud that before she could talk, she could sing every word to Beyonce's I Ain't Sorry. Yes, I'm proud of that. Also, one of my most favorite stories to tell about my daughter, she'll be 7, wow, on New Year's Eve. Which, yes, I was happy she was born on New Year's Eve and not the 1st. People ask that, but hello, tax break. Right on time. So my daughter used to be standing up. I'm a feminist. I went with it, okay? Who am I to judge? She was good at it, too. Really good at it. And one day we're playing at the park, and she's got to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, we are not going to this public park bathroom. It's disgusting. And she goes, I pee standing up. Yes, you do. So I let her go. We're in the bathroom. She pees standing up like a champ, straight pro. And we get ready to walk out, and she goes, Mom, I thought you had to go potty. I said, I do, but I don't pee standing up. This little girl in all of her 5-year-old self looked me dead in my face and said, be a big boy, Mom. Put your big boy pants on. I peed all over myself. I am not joking. Thank God I was wearing a button-up because I tied it around my waist and I walked out. The point is, I love my kids, and I really need you to know that because this is very deep for me. Are there mothers in here? If you're a mother, can you raise your hand? Lots of mothers, yay. Yay, moms. I'm glad you got out tonight. I would like to dedicate this to every single mother in the room. On June 22nd, 2016, I stood at a podium on Capitol Hill and gave a speech on my experience with postpartum depression and anxiety, also known as the darkness. Once upon a time, I knew a woman. She was fearless, confident. I mean, she could stand next to Halle Berry and still feel beautiful. She was a powerhouse. She had a beautiful wedding and shortly after got pregnant. She was thrilled. She had always wanted to be a mom. After the birth of her daughter, she felt emotions she had never felt before with such severity. She was paranoid, irritable, angry, irrational, sad. She didn't eat or sleep. She quickly became a shell of the person that she used to be. Her paranoia caused her to kidnap her own child, to go on the run for 14 days, to believe that her best friend in the entire world was trying to have an affair with her husband, to count enough sleeping pills to knock her out for a few days, but hopefully not kill her. She suffered. She left her job, her marriage crumbled, every part of her life suffered. She was a woman who would do anything to help anybody who was in trouble, yet she couldn't even recognize her own struggle. She had postpartum depression, something that she had never heard of, despite the fact that she had taken every baby class possible and read 1,000,000 books. Nothing and no one told her to protect her mental health. I knew her very well. She was amazing, but she doesn't exist anymore. She didn't die, although I can tell you that she wouldn't have been disappointed if she had, but still, she does not exist. Postpartum depression changed her to her core. When she had her second baby, she was happy and so excited because she just knew that she did not have postpartum depression, but she had terrible, horrible, intrusive thoughts. She envisioned her children's deaths. She buried literally every person that she loved in her mind. She planned escape routes in every situation. She had to sit facing an exit, kept sharp objects in her car, just in case she went over a bridge, landed in water, and needed to break a window to survive. She had no idea that postpartum depression had an evil stepsister, postpartum anxiety. She was amazing. She had babies. Her mind failed her, and then the medical field failed her. and government policies too, and she will never be the same. I can tell you this with certainty because I used to know her. I actually used to be her. I'm Danni. I'm a postpartum depression and anxiety survivor, and it was the scariest, most awful time of my life, and I am not who I used to be. I had to find a new normal. I remember hearing and seeing stories of women who had killed their babies and thinking, wow, there's a special place in hell for them. Perspective is everything, though. Because a few months after my daughter was born, I remember thinking, thank God she is not a crier. Because if she was, I probably would have killed us both. Those women shouldn't burn in hell. Those women were living in hell on earth. Their minds, emotions, and rationality turned against them, and they needed help. They needed someone to tell them that what they were going through was actually the most common side effect of childbirth. They needed to be screened. They needed laws in place to protect them and their babies. They needed to know that they were not alone, that countless other women have been where they are. There is power in hearing me too. It's very isolating to think that you're going through something alone. Knowing that others have been where you are just might be the thing that actually brings you out of it. And that's why I'm here today. I want women to know that they are not alone. I'm here to say, me too. I've been where you are, and I'm here to help. I'm here to bring light to the stigma, to push for change, to make things happen. I feel their pain, and they are so worthy. If you were to walk in my postpartum shoes, I would hope that you would be as tough as me. Because most days, even I didn't think I was going to make it, but I did. And I'm not afraid to say it. Postpartum is my truth, an ugly truth that I just so happen to be on my way to conquering. It would be a lot easier for me and other women struggling like me if our government made mothers and their babies a priority. I cannot even put into words how terrifying it is when your mind betrays you. I'll leave you with this, though. I'm a talker by nature and profession. I'm an oversharer by nature and profession. I got postpartum depression, and it was the first time in my life I didn't want anybody to know any detail about what I was going through. We need to change the way we treat mental health. We need to erase the stigma. And if you don't mind, we need to take a moment of silence for the women I once thought should burn in hell. The ones who didn't make it out of postpartum depression. The ones who hurt themselves and their babies. Tears were streaming down my face and the faces of countless strangers who were listening to my speech. I did my part. I brought them into the darkness. That was my goal, to make them understand, to make them feel, to make them care enough to push for change. The darkness, it's so far and so close. I feel it hovering over me, ready to pounce. And in my weakest moments, it does. I was on Capitol Hill trying to protect mamas and their babies, but this mama right here, she's running a race against the darkness, and the darkness is catching up. This mama right here lost her forever and her job, and the darkness knows this and is taunting her. This mama right here is wondering if she will ever not feel the effects of what postpartum depression did to her. The darkness. Zero fucks given. I have a love-hate relationship with the darkness. It took so much from me, so much. But the darkness also gave me a level of empathy I never even thought possible. And for that, I am thankful. Empathy is everything, and I have that. Thank you.